Since it's Texas, can we talk about
Whatever you want.
the importance of holding Texas?
Yeah.
Who knew we had to hold Texas?
Well, one of the things that we need to have better strategic thinkers on our side, because if you look at what the left has been doing, they've been exporting progressive socialism out of California. They have overrun Oregon, Washington State, Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, Colorado, and so now they have the prize of Texas in their sights. And even when you go to the other side of the Mississippi, you see how they have flipped Virginia, and they're looking at Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And so what they do is they come in and take over the major population centers. And we have not done a good job of articulating the failure of progressive socialism in a lot of these major cities. We kind of talked about it when the president went after Elijah Cummings and brought up the issue of Baltimore, but we got to follow up on those things.
Do you feel it's actually an agenda, or are people leaving California but unfortunately bringing California
No,
with them?
it is an agenda. As a matter of fact, you can go to some leftist sites and they're talking about moving into these places and continuing to vote for those failed policies. And I think it's so important that we combat that and we start to ask people that are moving here with a lot of these businesses and corporations, or singularly, welcome to Texas, but why are you here? But even more so, ask them, why did you leave the place that you were in previously?
What a weird fine line. How could Texas or any state maintain what made that state great and powerful without?
It is incumbent upon us to talk about what makes the growth, opportunity, and prosperity here in Texas unique as opposed to what we see in California. Right now, California has the nation's highest state income tax, and it also has the nation's highest poverty rate, 20%. So that's not a working formula. When you look at the fact that in the capital of Texas, Austin, the city council voted to allow homeless to erect tents inside the city limits.
Have you seen it yet?
Absolutely. So what does that resemble? Does that resemble the capital of Texas or San Francisco and Los Angeles? So those are the points we got to bring up.
And then, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a more national or international question about the Middle East, since you've spent a lot of time there.
Yes.
Do you have an opinion?
Well, I do, because I've been to Kurdistan, and when I was in Congress, I worked with the Kurdish regional government for a lot of critical issues. Here are our best allies in the Middle East after Israel. We wanted ISIS to be gone. We wanted that caliphate to be eradicated, but we didn't want to send, a large military presence from the United States of America. The Kurds did it for us with our resources and support. They lost 11,000 people to help get rid of the ISIS caliphate. And now we've turned our backs on it. And Erdogan is not a good person. Erdogan is the reason why we have ISIS, because he allowed those fighters to transit through Turkey, cross the border, and go into Syria. What Erdogan wants to do is commit a genocide against the Kurds, just the same as Turkey in the past committed the genocide against the Armenians and also the Assyrians. So, our credibility is at stake if we watch a bloodbath happen in northern Syria.
So you feel it would be better to leave some troops?
Well, the thing is that we only have about 3,000, but that 3,000 bolsters the major Kurdish forces on the ground who are guarding these ISIS prisoners that we captured and got off the battlefield. The Turks are going to go after the Kurds, and then those people are going to have a jailbreak, and guess what happens?
Do you have an opinion also about Iran?
Well, without a doubt, Iran is the number one state sponsor of Islamic terrorism. The most important thing is put the economic pressure on them. The joint comprehensive plan of action known as the Iranian nuclear agreement, that was an unconstitutional agreement because it did not go through the Senate for treaty ratification. And we don't need to be supporting them. Sending them billions of dollars of laundered, palletized cash, that was the wrong thing to do because it went right to support Hezbollah and their regional hegemonic expansion. So we got to continue to keep the screws on the road.
If you had a chance to give a little bit of friendly advice to President Trump, briefly, do you have any?
Two things, me being from down south, don't talk so much and don't make yourself overexposed.
And then finally for you, we were talking about your books, if you wanted to mention.
Sure. My book, Hold Texas, Hold the Nation, Victory or Death, it came out a year ago in October. It's doing very well because it looks at why Texas is Texas and the policies that made it so. And the reason why you have 10% of Fortune 500 corporations are headquartered here in Texas and not in California.